Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I hope that you had a good evening and good sleep and woken up feeling great. I hope that you're doing something good for yourself today. And that joining us in the morning here is a great way to get inspiration for how to get the most out of life in your 60s. So I hope that the topic we've chosen today is going to help you be inspired to live some of those dreams that you might have, and to just never give up. It's never too late to build on something that you've wanted to do all your life. Now, tea. I'm drinking my Twinings fresh and fruity tea today. It's really cool. It's got raspberry and cranberry and elderflower. So I've got my cup of tea. Hope you've got one too. A cup of coffee, maybe, whatever you love. Do today whatever you love for you. It's really important. So I want to, first of all, thank our sponsor today, Puritan's Pride, for this show this morning. We love talking about health and well-being. It's super important to us. And if you visit the Puritan's Pride website, you can find out how the right nutrition can help you to get more out of your life in your 60s. So thanks to Puritan's Pride. Now, we have an article to talk about today, which I think will inspire you. It inspired me. And at the end, there's a really fun little quiz we're going to do. So just stay tuned and it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is an article that Jan Moore wrote, and it was about how to help you enjoy life on your own terms in your 60s. Now, everyone has their own way, their own expression, their own thing that brings them joy. But she talks about the things that, really we have the power, we have the key to all the doors that open our life in our 60s. And to be able to do the things we want before our time is done. And, this is the time when we can take that opportunity. Hopefully other things in our lives are a little bit more settled and we can now focus on us. First of all, Jan talks about creativity. And I love this topic. I think I'm a very creative person. I've always worked in creative fields, and I love just that magic of creating something out of nothing. And she says, and I think she's right, that we all are creative. We just live our lives, with a creative level of creativity that suits our needs and our life. And she says our inner soul, whatever that might be to you, requires creativity to express itself. And then as we get a little older, we can start doing things that we maybe didn't have time for or did not prioritize. And she says, that women who heed the call of creativity in their 60s just can have a lot of fun with it. No one's judging. You may not be the best painter in the world or the best dancer or writer, but it's you. It's your expression of yourself. And it gives you this physical and mental well-being. It also connects you with other people because in your creative process, you're going to meet other people who are on the same journey. And it's a great way to express your inner personality in some external way. I got to tell you this, I just started a little hobby, which I talked about before, and people asked me what exactly it was. So what I do is I get these, I'll show you. I get these little cabochons. Can you see that's like a little resin disc? And it's kind of magnetic, or not magnetic, magnifying when you put it down on a picture. And so what I do is I take this little disc, and I put it on top of a picture. So this one, for example, is just a really cool pattern. It's actually from a business card. And I just find bits of paper that have nice patterns on them. And then on the back, I put a little pin. So I can turn it into a pin. And it goes on scarves or coats or jackets. I have got so many of these because for me, it's a very soothing and calming activity. And you can do some really kooky things. So I've got, little crazy ones, and I've got like butterflies. Anyway, we all do our thing, but it's just that whatever that creative expression is, that's the way to look at your life in your 60s for Jan. Get started by, just trying stuff like I'm doing, just whatever comes to mind. Keep a journal of your random thoughts, because writing kind of helps you to shape your thoughts, and your inner creativity comes out in words. But it could be painting, quilting, photography, dancing. It could be anything, but just get started with something. Find an outlet and go for it. As I said, no one's judging. It's your thing. Some people in our community have started a business from their creative activities. One lady did something with buttons and with little dolls, and you just put them on Etsy if you'd like, and it's just a great way to, to make a little money on the side from your creativity. Another thing is to, this is kind of a switch gears here, but another thing is to find a way to get a self-employment income from something that you enjoy doing. Now, it doesn't have to be a creative act. It could be something that you've learned how to do over the years. It could be a skill of, just if you've been in business or accounting or life coaching, anything that you think is of value to someone else, where your passions meet their needs. You can start a business and set your own hours, be self-employed to whatever level that you want. And in a way, for me, that's how 60andMe has evolved, and that's what I wanted to do, so that I could run a business that I was adding some value to the world, but also I could travel the world. I could be anywhere where there was internet and a computer, and deliver my content and message to you. I do these videos from the middle of streets, in front of churches, in front of doors, all over the place, on cruises, wherever I can afford to go. And so that self-employment option gives you a chance to use your favorite skills and creativity, but make some money. So some simple ways to get started. Jen mentions, for example, selling your stuff, things you're trying to downsize. Do something that, is unexpected, and just take advantage of, building on what you love to do and what other people could benefit from. Another thing that she talks about, and this is going to lead to our little quiz, is travel. And she is one of the opinion, and I do agree with her to a certain extent, that you can live more cheaply traveling abroad than you can living at home. Now, that's all very well if you give up your home. If you give up your home and just travel the world, yes, you can live on $50 a day, and that's probably as much as your pension or your Social Security might be if you're on a pension, or some kind of savings. That's possible. But if you want to stay where you are as a base and then travel, maybe fairly remote, or Antarctica or wonderful Peru, places you've never been, then it's a little more challenging. But the truth is, there are options for roommating now, living with roommates. Co-living is a big trend that is popping up everywhere. It starts really with millennials, and I learned a lot about this on my Nomad cruise. But it starts for people that are, maybe more willing to live in a shared environment where you've got a room, literally a room with a bed and a desk, and then share in areas where you can have dinner and meals and social time. So this co-living, if you type in co-living in, whatever place you live, you will now find a lot of options. And there's actually a website, coliving.org, that I go to quite frequently just for fun to see what's developing. And it's quite exciting, because I do think that in time, this could be the way of living for older women. We don't want to go into retirement homes. We maybe don't want to have a big house or any size house to look after. We just want to be free. So co-living could be our way too. And so this is the thing that the little quiz that Jan gives us, and it's kind of a fun one, and it's got to do with travel, and it's going to give us a chance to assess what your travel style is. So if you were going to do this co-living, travel around the world on a budget, here's what type of travel would you want to do? And the way she does this is with movies. So just for fun, we're going to talk about different movies and think of the characters in these movies and see which one is you? Which one is your character? Okay, we're going to start. Thelma and Louise. Okay, movie about two friends set out on a big adventure. We all know what happens, but anyway, it's an adventure of the girlfriends. Best buddy road trip. Is it Thelma and Louise? Next is Under the Tuscan Sun. Okay, woman gets divorced, gets on a train or bus, goes to Italy, falls in love with a house, buys it, and the rest is her history. So solo journey to buy a villa on a whim. Third one, Julie and Julia. This is a story about a woman, lives in Paris, who sort of follows the life of Julia Child, the very famous chef. So is it kind of a modern day Julia? Is that your dream? Your style? Another one is Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Remember this movie? I loved it, where a group of retirees go off to India and spend their days in a, quote, retirement hotel. And it's a very wonderful story about their lives and the hotel. So the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. How about The Way? I haven't seen this movie. This is about a man who walks the El Camino Trail in Spain to honor his deceased son. And it's a story about his reinvention. And I just got goosebumps. But, it's one of those movies that maybe a solo travel, a solo trip for a reason. The next one is A Map for Saturday. Now, this is another one I haven't seen, but it's about a man who goes off for a year to backpack around the world. And that's his story for 1 year with a backpack. And maybe that's your style, that's your travel style. Next one, Eat, Pray, Love. We all know this story. A woman who decides to, after a divorce again, to go to Italy, India, and Bali and find different aspects of herself manifest and healed. So that's Eat, Pray, Love. And the final one is The Bucket List. And this is the one with, I forgot the two actors now, but they're two men who basically are diagnosed with terminal cancer, and they decide instead of making, that their life, they're going to go off and do travel around the world and fulfill their bucket list. And that's become quite a movement, but it's a movie that maybe you identify with. So of all those movies, which travel movie seems to most reflect the travel experience that you would like to have? Or maybe your travel style, but what one reflects the travel experience that you would like to have? Okay, I know which one mine is, but I'm not going to tell you till next time, or I'll put it in the comments like you do. But let's have a conversation. I think it could be a lot of fun. So hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Go out there, do something incredible for yourself, and think about which movie that we've just talked about reflects your travel experience you'd love. And also just any feedback on this article of ways to fulfill your dreams in your 60s. Have a very, very good day, everybody. We'll take good care. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.